Cain Velasquez versus Brock Lesnar. Now, I'm going to be honest. Here's what I expected to happen. I expected that if it was a stand-up fight, that Cain would knock Brock out. That's exactly what I expected. I said if Brock can't keep him on the ground, it's over for Cain. And if Cain can't get up off of the ground, Brock's just going to beat the crap out of him. Here's what actually happened. They rushed in the ring at each other. Brock came in with flying knees, tried to shoot for a takedown, took him down. Cain got right up. He slammed Cain against the fence, threw a couple of short punches, tried to take him down again. Cain popped up again. And then after that, there was a little bit of leaning on the fence where he was shoving him against the fence and some positioning. And out of nowhere, I had to watch it several times, there's a left uppercut hits Brock directly on the chin, and he starts doing like some Mike Tyson's punch-out kind of spinning around like woo! He does like 6 spins and like tumbles down and tries to compose himself, and Cain Velasquez hits him with like 30 bazillion punches, and Brock falls down. Then he gets up. Then Brock falls down. Then he gets up, and the whole time Brock is just getting more and more bloody. There's a downward punch that cuts Brock's cheek open. And it looked like, like the old Mike Tyson fights where Mike Tyson would hit someone and then they'd try to get up and then they'd stumble and fall back down, and you're like, there's no chance they could ever win. I've read some of the comments and they're like, they shouldn't have stopped the fight because, he came back against Carwin. Like, if they didn't stop the fight by just the ground and pound, then at the end of the round, which would have been 41 or 42 seconds later, I think 42 seconds later, 42 more seconds of that punching, the cut as it was at the end of the round, they would have had to stop the fight. The cut where they couldn't close it up with Vaseline. They kept opening it up even after the fight was stopped and they had time to really lay the Vaseline on and try to suture it up. And even as he was walking off, it just kept bleeding. It was a deep cut on his cheek. And the rest of his face was jacked. Cain Velasquez had no marks, no sign of wear and tear, no sign that he was tired, that he was nervous, that at any point in time he was stunned. And unlike Shane Carwin, he was not going to get gassed. He could have beat the crap out of him for 5 rounds. And trust me, Brock has a big-ass mouth. And if Brock thought that he was stopped early, trust me, he definitely would have said something. But he got beat up in this fight really, really, really bad. Which means that the next fight you're going to see is Junior Dos Santos, who is 12-1, fight against Cain Velasquez. And if you're wondering who Shane Carwin's next opponent is, it's Roy Nelson. I don't think that's going to be much of a fight because Roy Nelson couldn't take down Junior Dos Santos. And Roy Nelson's certainly smaller than Brock Lesnar. So he's just going to get beat down. I don't think he can take the hits that Brock could. Brock still, after that serious beating he took from Carwin and now from Cain, losing his title, still high spirits, very humble in his defeat, said, I just got beat. Cain was the better man. I was totally prepared for this fight. I was totally healthy and ready, and we did everything we could, and we go back to the drawing board, and we try again. And that's all. That's how that fight went down. It was more fast-paced than any of the other fights. It was more fast and more exciting than any of the other fights. More fast and more exciting and more fast-paced than any fight I've seen in a long time. That was an incredible fight.